Please stand for our graduates.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 56th Annual Commencement of East Central College. Please remain standing for the national anthem that's being performed by graduating ECC students. Please be seated and enjoy a performance by the East Central College Music Department featuring a solo by graduating student Sierra Clance.
Thank you, choir. Good afternoon and welcome to East Central College for our 56th annual commencement exercises. I'm John Bauer. I serve as college president, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to your college. Those of us at East Central have the privilege of sharing this day with you, and especially with these graduates. Today is the ultimate expression of what East Central College is all about, what college is all about, what education is all about. For us, this is the day of days. And what makes this day so important is that this is a dream come true for those who are here today. Not only the graduates, but their family and friends. So believe me when I say, on behalf of those at East Central College, it is truly an honor to share this day with you. Let me give you some statistics. This spring, East Central College will award 380 degrees and certificates. In the fall, our students completed an additional 127 degrees and certificates, and this summer, students are on track to earn an additional 98 credentials. So for the 2025-26 academic year in total, our students earned 605 degrees and certificates. Congratulations, that is a remarkable number. Well done. Allow me now to introduce those on the platform. First, members of the East Central College Board of Trustees. These individuals govern the college so that days like this are possible. I'd ask the board members to stand and remain standing, and we'll recognize them as a group. Board President Ann Hartley. Vice President and East Central College alumna Ina Cookie Hayes. Secretary and East Central College alumna Audrey Freitag. Treasurer and East Central College alumnus Dr. Eric Park. Trustee and ECC alumnus J.T. Hardy. And newly elected trustee Paul Gross, your East Central College Board of Trustees. Thank you. I'm also joined by the administration of the college, my vice presidents. I'd ask them to stand and remain standing. Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Robin Walter, and Vice President of External Relations, Joel Depker. Two of our vice presidents, Sarah Leisner and Chris Helzer, are away today, attending commencement exercises for their own children. So we congratulate those graduates and their families and thank the administration for being with me here today. We have some other recognitions, and I would refer to your program. There's a lot of information about some of these recognitions in addition to what we will be talking about here from the podium. Bobby Bland has been selected to receive this year's Donald R. and Barbara D. Means Faculty Innovation Award. Mr. Bland is the instructor and program coordinator in our welding program. And again, there's more information in your graduation program about the award. It was established in honor of Donald Means, one of our original trustees, and his wife. I would ask now that Mr. Bobby Bland please stand and be recognized for receiving this year's Innovation Award. Congratulations. Today, I also want to recognize our emeritus faculty. Emeritus status formally recognizes long and distinguished service to East Central College. Those faculty who have previously been designated as faculty emeriti are listed in your program. And just this past week, our Board of Trustees confirmed emeritus status to some new individuals, including Barbara Alt, Leroy Alt, Daniel Hall, Dr. Russell Henderson, Susan Henderson, and Dr. Fatima Nichols. Faculty emeriti are afforded the opportunity to participate in commencement, among other privileges. And this is because the graduates today have not only been taught and learned from our active faculty, but benefit from a decades-long tradition of rigorous teaching and academic quality. Two of our emeriti are participating in commencement today, and I would ask Barbara Alt and John Anglin to stand and be recognized. You noticed during the processional that the mace was carried to signify the opening of this ceremony. It was carried in on the processional by Katie Holtmeyer, this year's recipient of the Emerson Award for Excellence in Teaching. Congratulations. As we leave, the mace will be carried during the recessional by Gregory Stotler. Mr. Stotler is a finalist for the Missouri Community College Association's Excellence in Teaching Award, and we congratulate him as well. Finally, allow me to recognize a remarkable milestone by one of our faculty. Dr. Bob Mahon began teaching for East Central in the fall of 1976. He is the longest-serving employee in college history, and Dr. Mahon just completed his 50th academic year. Please join me in recognizing Associate Professor of English, Dr. Bob Mahon. To all of our faculty and staff who are here today, allow me to express my appreciation for a job well done as we conclude this academic year. We're here, of course, to celebrate our graduates, but their success is your success. You have committed yourself to a calling to teach and serve students, and you have again fulfilled that mission with exemplary fashion. Our graduates would not be here today without you. And so especially would our faculty please stand and be recognized by these graduates and the community for a job well done. Allow me for a moment to speak to everyone here today about this college and this point in time. Nearly 60 years ago, the leaders in this region were busily working toward the creation of what would become East Central College. They had a profound vision of a college that would provide opportunity and hope, a college that would be marked with quality, that would remove barriers of cost and place and gender and class, the community's college. A college where everyone is welcome, everyone is supported, everyone can find their place and chart their course. We used to be called open door institutions, and I'd prefer to call us open arms colleges. We used to talk about college-ready students, and I would suggest it's more important to talk about being a student-ready college. The principles that led to the community college movement decades ago and the values that led to the creation of East Central College have not changed. So in a time when some may question whether college is for everyone, I would argue that college is indeed for everyone, but it looks different for everyone. East Central College stands firmly on the premise that we are an open arms institution. The teaching and learning and support that students find here is available to everyone. And we will not let cost or place or gender or class or age or anything else be a barrier to the dream of a college degree. I would ask everyone to look around right now. What you see is college. This is your college, and it's for everyone. And now I'd like to speak directly to our graduates. They know, but you need to know, first of all, I love graduation. This is my favorite day of the year. I love the traditions of this day, the celebrations, the hope, and the promise that commencement represents. I love pomp and circumstance, the music. I love Flight of the Falcon, which is what we'll play on the way out. During graduation week, I spend a lot of time looking back at past graduations that have occurred here, and I come to this place nearly every day once we're set up. I joke that I'm going to check the gym, but what really happens is I spend a little bit of quiet time thinking about you, the graduates that have gone before you, and the students who I know will be coming after you. As we begin celebrating the achievement of our students this spring, especially over the last several weeks, and I was thinking about graduation, a metaphor came to my mind's eye. I am an avid photographer. I'm always looking for the next shot, and I will tell you, I will take some pictures even of this ceremony. We've taken some pictures this morning already as you were getting ready for graduation. When I'm away from East Central and out with the camera, I think about photography and photographers and some of the iconic images that resonate this day. Maybe you know some of these. The Afghan Girl on National Geographic. Moonrise Hernandez by Ansel Adams. The Blue Marble, the planet Earth, shot by astronaut Harrison Schmitt back in 1972. Annie Leibovitz's portraits, Dorothea Lange's picture called Migrant Mother. I could go on, and I don't pretend to be in their company, but they inspire me. One of my favorite contemporary photographers is David Duchemin, a humanitarian photographer and author. I've studied much of his work, and I've been spending a lot of time lately with his most recent book, Light, Space, and Time, not only for the inner game of photography, but the larger meaning about these points in time that lead to a portfolio we call life. Every photograph is a combination of light, space, and time, and at the most basic level, you're setting the aperture of the lens, you're composing the scene, and you're setting the speed of the shutter. Light, space, and time. Light, the amount of light, the quality of light, the position of light. Space, how we compose the picture, how they relate to each other. And time. Sometimes we're trying to freeze motion. Sometimes we're trying to capture the flow of water. The photographer thinks about all of these things not in isolation, but how they relate one to another, how they relate to each other. And the great photographs, like those I mentioned before, blend these elements in a way that we not only see the photograph, but we feel the photograph. When I'm thinking about this day, I'm seeing a photo on the one hand with deep depth of field. Everything in focus from the very first graduates back in 1970 to those who are here today. And on the other hand, I see a photo with a single graduate in mind. Everything else is blurred out. The focus is on the individual student who's completing a journey here today. Just a quick story about probably my favorite photographer, Ansel Adams, on the day he made his first great photograph. He was with a group. They set out on a hike near Half Dome in Yosemite. It's a strenuous hike, and he was carrying 40 pounds of gear. And he only had 10 glass plates. There was no card, no film, 10 glass plates. That's all he had the ability to carry. They came to a place called the Diving Board, over 7,000 feet in elevation, a strenuous hike just to get there. But by then, he had already taken some shots along the way. Some of them hadn't turned out. He was down to 2 glass negatives, and he took a picture of Half Dome, a granite cliff in Yosemite, and he realized it wouldn't turn out the way he wanted, so he's down to 1 last plate. He visualized what that photograph could be, he changed filters, and he took his very last shot of the day. And it turned out to be a photograph that separated Ansel Adams from so many others and set him on a path that we still love today. The photograph was entitled Monolith, the Face of Half Dome, and it was done with no room for error. So what does this matter at graduation? I would suggest you have visualized being here today. This may not be your last chance at the dream of a college degree, or perhaps it is, but either way, you visualized being here today, and you come here at this precise combination of light, space, and time as your own great photograph. There was a time we called learning enlightenment. We don't use that term that much anymore, but this light, what you've experienced here, has certainly affected your view of yourselves and the world. And sometimes this has occurred maybe in an instant, a moment in time that could be life-changing. Perhaps you see the path before you in terms of a career. Or perhaps this has occurred over the long exposure of your entire experience in college, life beyond college, life before college, and you're finding also your space in this composition, in this photograph, your connection to others, perhaps your peers here today, your connection to the world. So today, as you sit here, you're like any photograph. You're a moment in time, and tomorrow your picture will be different, but you're recognized today because for you, light, space, and time have come together here on this campus. And then you'll leave here and you'll go looking for that next shot. Who knows, maybe we'll get a selfie together on the lawn or in the cafeteria. Your next shot is really, though, what happens next to you after you leave East Central. So I have a little advice from a photographer. David Duchemin, who I mentioned before, closes his book by imploring the reader to find your magic. Figure out why you make photographs, do more of that, and ignore the rest. I couldn't be more proud of you, the graduating class. I couldn't be more grateful that you chose East Central as the place to make your own iconic image, your own magazine cover, your own Instagram post, your moment in time. And today, I would echo those words. Today and for the rest of your life, keep finding your magic. Figure out why you do what you do. Do more of that and ignore all the rest. Graduates, congratulations. You've done it. We have two special recognitions before we have our parade of graduates. And the first is the award for the highest award, the recognition of the highest award that we bestow at East Central College. And that is the President's Spirit of East Central College Award. Lindsay Womack has been named the recipient of the 2026 President's Spirit of East Central College Award. It is presented in recognition of her exceptional dedication, perseverance, and academic achievement. You have a complete biography of Lindsay in your program. I'll mention some highlights. Lindsay has maintained a 3.7 GPA and is completing her Associate of Applied Science degree in Health Information Management, and she has done this while working full-time, completing full-time coursework, raising 4 children, selling 2 homes, and building a new one. Those who nominated her highlighted her dedication, her persistence, perseverance, time management, and commitment to balancing her academic and professional obligations with her family responsibilities, which included children very active in high school band and travel basketball. I would use the words of Kim Damon-Shea, one of her nominators, the program director for our HIM program, who said, "Lindsay is the kind of student who represents the very best of East Central College." Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the President's Award, Lindsay Womack. Thank you.
Each year, East Central College Alumni Association recognizes a former East Central student with an Outstanding Alumni Award. This is the highest honor bestowed upon an ECC alum by the East Central College Foundation. The award recognizes individuals who have brought honor to the college through their professional achievements, leadership, and community impact. Kurt Understall embodies these qualities and more. East Central College alumnus Kurt Understall, president of KJU Construction, is the recipient of the 2026 Outstanding Alumni Award in recognition of his professional accomplishments and his lifelong service to the Franklin County region. After earning an Associate of Applied Science degree from East Central College in 1984, Kurt went on to earn a bachelor's degree in civil engineering from the Missouri University of Science and Technology and built a successful career developing subdivisions, infrastructure, and community projects throughout the area. Guided by influential ECC faculty and mentors, including longtime baseball coach Tom Dill, Kurt has remained deeply committed to giving back through donations of equipment, labor, expertise, financial support for schools, parks, churches, nonprofit organizations, including projects at St. Francis Borgia Regional High School, and others. He has also maintained strong ties to ECC through volunteer advising, campus support, and involvement in the baseball campaign and Patrons of the Arts program, while serving in leadership roles with a number of civic and charitable organizations across our community. I encourage you to read more about Kurt in your program. We would also like to present Kurt with a special pin made by Donald Hayes, a good friend of the college. This is what Donald Hayes shares about the handcrafted pin. The oak from which this pin was fashioned grew silently on a hill that is now the ECC campus. The good oak gave way for the greater good of the people in their pursuit of knowledge. The pin is said to be a mighty tool, an instrument of truth, and it is my honor to employ my tools and skill to create this one for you, from Donald Hayes. Although Kurt is unable to join us today, it is my honor to recognize him for these accomplishments. Let's recognize Kurt Unnerstall. Well, it is now time for the presentation of graduates. Dr. Bauer. Will the candidates please rise? Dr. Bauer, upon the recommendation of the faculty at East Central College, I present to you these candidates for associate degrees and certificates.
By the authority of the State of Missouri and the East Central College Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of East Central College, I hereby confer upon each graduate the appropriate degree and/or certificate with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
All right, you may be seated except for the front row.
Lindsay Ann Womack, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Sierra Marie Klontz, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Megan Emily Lackey, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Ethan Thomas Smith, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Samuel Everett Nix. Dominic Malachi Williams, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Lucy Gail Bird, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Andrea Ann Foster, Phi Theta Kappa. Megan Elizabeth Hungisto, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Nikki Whittington. Audrey Marie DeClue, Phi Theta Kappa. Ryan Jennifer Murphy, Phi Theta Kappa. Andrew Paul Shelton, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Kaya Elizabeth McKinney, cum laude. Ava Catherine Brand, cum laude. Addison Paige Murphy, cum laude. Melissa Dawn Winters, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Allison Sauceda. Shelby Amanda Tittle, Phi Theta Kappa. Tanya Rose Vonderay. Ashley Lynn McFerrin. Kaylin Dana Waldron, Early College Academy. Sarah Elizabeth Summers, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Hannah Elizabeth Jewel Pilarski. Aurora Gail Hubbard. Eden Michelle Nelson Grayton. Destiny May Stogsgill. Audrey Ellis, Phi Theta Kappa. Denijah Lene McLean. Ashley Nicole Burks. Nicole Elizabeth Heigl. Chloe Elizabeth Loretta Studdard, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Haley Renee Susan Embry. Jaslyn Christine Pettis, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Brianna Elizabeth Martin. Rachel Lynn Pelton, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Garrett Arthur Douglas. Destiny Marie Knowlting. Taylor Grace Greifey. Letitia Nicole Graham, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Sarah Frances Scharfenberg, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Dalton Gage Cruzen. Jordan Alexis Keller. Chloe Paige Ripitu, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Brianna Abigail Alferman. Rachel Elizabeth DeVore. Jacob A. Kuntz. Abigail Ann Hawkins, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Jacob Michael Holmlin, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Gabrielle Sylvia Pellin, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Caleb Lewis Gunn. Cade Wesley Brown, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Hunter L. Pruitt, magna cum laude, Early College Academy. Darian Isaiah Washington, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Elena Rose Owens, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Haley Jo Short, Early College Academy. Crystal Lynn Unger. Lauren A. Christians, Phi Theta Kappa, cum laude. Lisbeth Suazo Moreno. Tao Mei Gwyn. Gabriel Edward Presley, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Dalton Joseph Dickinson. Luke Ryan Cordell, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Jack Thomas Duval, Phi Theta Kappa. Bailey Marie Weber, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Jennifer Alyssa Rose Como, Phi Theta Kappa. Kaylee Marie Cryenkamp. Emily Angela Sprick, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Kaylin Bree Stallman. Carson Michael Owens. Michelle Lynn Proctor, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Jacqueline Ellen Kramer. Brittany Marie Wheeler. Daniel Gonzalez, Phi Theta Kappa. Genevieve Dace Alexander, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Mary Nell Shoemate. Elena Nicole Bussey, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Ariane Nelson, Phi Theta Kappa. Tobiah Thomas Strickland, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Nicholas Edward Smith, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Lane Frank Becker, Early College Academy. Brewer James McCarrick, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Joseph Robert Giambalvo, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Evie Marie Hulbert. Elizabeth Jane Coverdell, Phi Theta Kappa. Jasmine Rose Alvey. Macy Grace Jarrett. Mackenzie Marie Schaefer. Allison May Carroll. Hannah Grace Hudson. Sarah Elizabeth Blair Sheffer, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Sophia Patricia Murillo, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Olivia Louise Jones, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Mia Brooke Jones, cum laude. Logan Michael Stratman, cum laude. Ethan Zachary Taylor Racer, veteran. Taylor Collins James, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Daniel Se-Jun Reidel. Madeline Grace Zweifel, Early College Academy. Samantha Jolie Mendenhall. Addison May Gaskill, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Anna Boyku. William Robert Pfeiffer, Phi Theta Kappa. Ethan Carlos Tracy. Anthony Richard Broker. Joshua Andrew Hawkins, cum laude. Joseph Anthony Shumsky. Dylan Douglas Jacobs. Abigail Elise Spurgeon, Phi Theta Kappa. Elizabeth Madison Skaggs. Sabrina Irene McIntyre, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Faith Elizabeth Hafner. Natalie Page Vieira, Early College Academy. Lillian Gail Schuler. Alyssa Michelle Aubuchon. Evelyn Rose Lorette, veteran. Adrian Marie Case. Nora Kimbrell Evans. Christabel Melody Southards, Phi Theta Kappa. Amy Lynn Studdard, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Dakota Holden Cartwright. David Allen Knorr. McKinley Georgia Suzanne Aaron. Samaya Nicole Clemens. Renee Esther Steinke, cum laude. Kristen Cook. Macy Renee Ritter, Phi Theta Kappa. Rachel Lynn Vinson. Allison Grace Eldridge, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Nolan Michael Hernandez Siebert. Megan Marguerite Sigelhorst, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Claire Ruth Sigelhorst, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. James Conrad Murray II. Isaiah Manuel Marroquin. Sheila Faith Dodorico, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Kiera Morgan Wilson. Elizabeth Ann Cool. Amber Michelle Balderaz, Phi Theta Kappa. Carter Jackson Chance, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Ella D. Barkham. Sherry Lynn Horn, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Brandon Michael Hulsey. Grace Ann Hall, Phi Theta Kappa, cum laude. Savannah Catherine Hicksonbaugh, cum laude. Aiden Kenneth Gergerich, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Xander Arnold, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Gary Dean Freeman III, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Andre Mitchell Bruner, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Kendra Lee Gumpenberger. Nevin Michael Schluter. Alexis May Guerra. Catherine M. Johnson, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Trevor Paul Klund. Dylan Scott Brown, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Tobias Isaiah Contreras, Phi Theta Kappa. Josiah S. Frame, Phi Theta Kappa. Alyssa Page Johnson, Phi Theta Kappa. Kaylee Marie Kelly Krawcheck, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Morgan Audrey Hinson, magna cum laude. Aaliyah Shai Walker, Phi Theta Kappa. Deborah Nikita. Bo Brooklyn Toms. Taylor Michelle Bach. Samara Dozier. Heather Rose Mertel, Phi Theta Kappa. Nicole Annette Ott, cum laude. Felicia Lynn Stewart. Skylar Danielle DeAngelis. Audrey Grace Turnbow. Cecilia Avila Gutierrez. Lauren Renee Brown, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Lana Marie Cheever. Abby Lee Zelch. Elena Danielle Patton, cum laude. Paige Marie Sells, cum laude. Brooklyn Dawn Holdmeyer, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Bonnie Marie Eversmeyer. Chloe Madison Parks. Haley Nicole Stahl, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Ava Elizabeth Todd, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Madeline Jane Kleesner, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Austin W. Borgman. Caitlin Audrey Rose Tibbin, cum laude. Madison Jean Sue Helmuth, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Daniel David Andrew Harper, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Peyton A. Lavasser. Matthew D. Offerhide. Emma Leilani Hansen, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Salem Thurman, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Chase Wisbaum, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Catherine Margaret Areskovic. Truman Wyatt, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Alexander Dakota Heitkamp, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Carissa Randall, Phi Theta Kappa. Caitlin Marie Corder. Sierra Ashlyn Harrell, Phi Theta Kappa. Ashlyn May Gregory. Victoria Elizabeth Owens, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Heather Colleen Boehner. Shane Nicole Pearl Harrington. Isabella Catherine Miller, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Ava Jane Catherine Craven, Early College Academy. Vivian Rose Grant, cum laude, Early College Academy. Kayla Janes Bass, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Jane Sharon Steinman, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Isabel Lane Inky, Phi Theta Kappa. Margaret Rose Unnerstall, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Charlotte Rose Toll, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Genevieve Ann Steffens, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Giovanni Padilla. Kayla Nicole Wonder, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Darren Anthony Hayden. Jonathan Tyler Landwehr, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Abigail Lynn Poole, cum laude. Marissa May Inky, magna cum laude. Adelaide Danae Louth, cum laude. Jenna Christine Bailey, cum laude. Alexa Nicole Elizabeth Duncan, magna cum laude. Sierra Lynn Spencer, magna cum laude. Devin Dakota Cruz. Tyler Wayne Hopen. Dalton Wyatt Shane Rollwing. Tomas Cabrera Becerra, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Carly Frank, cum laude. Emerson Grace Bowser, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Miranda Berry, cum laude. Bree Webster, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Griffin David Sparkman, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Cohen Ryan Weidman, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Early College Academy. Jimena Paz. Graciana Robin Young, cum laude. Ace Caleb Enlow, Early College Academy. Lily K. Barrett, Early College Academy.
We are at the closing of our ceremony today, and I just wanted to remind you that a reception for graduates and their guests is being held immediately following the ceremony in the tent located directly outside this building, the Donald Shook Center. Please remain seated until all the graduates exit the gym and meet your graduate outside at the reception, please. Graduates, please rise. You may now officially turn your tassel. I'm honored to present to you the 2026 graduating class of East Central College.